vegetables? Well, it looks like a garden, and gardens are the subject of our show. We'll visit a nearby garden and see what's growing. Baby watermelons growing here at the community garden, but from here we'll go out to Covered Bridge Garden and see what's growing there.
This is Tuesday morning, farm team at Covered Bridge Gardens. Here we are. And Ben wanted to talk about fall vegetables, which we certainly could do.
What type of sunflower grows that tall?
Big one.
Maybe all of them.
Question, since basically those volunteered. So there were some other sunflowers planted there last year.
They're low maintenance though, aren't they?
Pretty low maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the deer don't eat them when they're small, then they grow and they get big and they're very pretty. The rest of the farm team is behind. Does anybody object to being on camera?
Okay.
These are our farm teamsters for today. And Chris is here too, but he just
hiding,
slid behind.
So.
Yeah, Chris and Mark and Bob, Richard, Michelle, and Diane. And I'm sorry, I didn't even get your name. We got a new member. Landon. All right. And so we come out here every Tuesday and we do some gardening. We take home our vegetables. We eat food. And right now, our garden has been very challenging this year.
Why?
Because of excess rain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, a year ago when I was here, it was dry.
Yeah, exactly. Last year was the drought. This year is a lot of water, which has benefited some things, and other things are kind of really lagging. We had, unfortunately, kind of water streaming through on the other side, and there was standing water. We lost about 200 potato plants. We also lost a lot of our tomato crop.
Where was that streaming? Is there a creek over there?
No, it was just water. It got so
It was
much
just coming out of the hill.
that it was coming out of the hills.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, life is life. And then we'll go over here and look. So we have green beans hanging on the trellises this year. That actually is a better crop than last year, so that's something. And here I have Chinese long bean. Look at those.
I am not familiar with those.
Yeah, they're cool, aren't they? They're not an actual bean, I guess. There's some.
Are they comparable in taste to the...
They taste a little more asparagus-y than a regular bean, and they get even bigger than that, so I don't even know what to do with them, honestly. And here we have some beautiful watermelons growing. You can see one there. There's there's one over there by the bean trellis that's really huge.
I didn't realize that watermelons were so late in the season. They always equate them with July.
I think it's something like 90 to 100 days generally on a watermelon.
Okay.
So probably the ones you're getting in July are coming from down south.
Well, then, there's a
here.
certain box store that has them already.
Yeah. They might buy them from further away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much further.
Yeah.
They're not from this garden.
And you can look over there at the tomato plant.
Oh, yeah.
Those look pretty good actually there. And later when we get to the other side, you can see the comparison, because this is the side that did not get flooded. So that's how the tomato plants should look. And the ones on the other side are looking a little bit.
Yeah, we're kind of in a valley here, aren't we?
Shall we say sad? In here are pumpkins and if you kind of look across this entire thing, it's all these kind of vines, cucurbits, and they are doing really well this year.
So
we are going to
pumpkins.
have lots of
and-
pumpkins. We have lots of squash. Down here you can see that's an acorn squash growing.
Yep.
And then over on the other side we've got butternut squash and buttercup squash. Pumpkins. Can you see the orange pumpkins in the field? Maybe Chris will hold a pumpkin up. Yeah. Yeah, you can't hold them up too high. And then here's the butternut squash.
Oh yeah.
They're even starting to get tan, so we've got a lot of those all in this patch.
What's your favorite?
My favorite of
Squash.
Of what? Oh, my favorite squash? Probably the butternut. I'm not a big into squash person myself.
You're not. I bet you don't like spaghetti squash.
I do like spaghetti squash.
Seems like nobody likes that for some reason. I don't know.
I do. I mean, it doesn't taste like much anything, so it's just all about the sauce.
Yeah.
Here, over here somewhere, yeah, we have buttercup squash.
Oh.
Here it is. There's a little one, but this vine looks like it's dying. There's a big one back there. Yeah, we've had an interesting year from the standpoint of insects also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and actually, kind of in a good way though, for us, we don't have Japanese beetles this year for reasons unclear. We also don't have very much in the way of cucumber beetles, and I don't really think we have vine borers. So that's cool. Here is a tomato plant that volunteered, and we decided to put a huge cage on it. Now, if you're going to walk across here, watch your step.
Oh good. Thanks for taking this route.
You like to go this route?
Yeah. It's,
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
safe.
for sure, yeah.
It's like the Hitchcock movie. Just walk right along here, and then I know what happens.
Have a casualty today, but
Yep.
you know, it won't be the first time.
There were sensible tennis shoes.
For some reason, my cabbages only just recently wanted to start to grow, so here they are. And other things that I've been trying to grow have been just not doing, but other things, like I say, have done great. Pumpkins. We've got a lot of little baby pumpkins if anybody's looking for pumpkins.
Do you eat them or just sell them for?
These little tiny ones, I mean, I'm going to say this is probably an edible pumpkin, but
Yeah.
really, what
Well,
are you going to do?
Are they
Eat it like an apple?
like the big giant ones you see for?
Yeah, we definitely eat most of our pumpkins.
Is that a lot of work? How do you?
So you take the pumpkin, whoop,
Is it comparable to
Grow up
preparing squash? Same neighborhood.
well, so here's a big edible pumpkin. Look at this baby. This is called a cheese wheel pumpkin. It's a French type of a hybrid pumpkin. Anyway, pumpkins can be cultivated either for, size and shape, for jack-o'-lanterns,
Yeah, yeah.
or for, the texture and flavor of the meat. And we usually go for the ones that we'd be wanting to eat.
So would those be, I guess, just more flavorful and sweet, or not?
I'm not even sure that it's as much the flavor as the stringiness or lack thereof.
So you want the lack thereof.
You want the lack thereof for your soups and your
Right.
stews and whatnot.
Yeah.
And this pumpkin here is a definite winner
Okay.
in that regard.
That's the only. He's all alone there.
Well, no, there's more of them there. There's
Okay.
probably some others. There's such a morass of weeds here. What basically happens is that as the foliage dies off, the pumpkins become more visible. And
Morass. You don't hear. Last time I was out here, we learned more words.
oh yeah, I can do some words for
Yeah,
you.
last summer I said I'm impetuous, and you said petulant. You called me petulant
Well,
when I
right,
impetuous.
but it was a joke. It was a joke.
I know, but I'm almost over it.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so there's
I
a
don't think
morass
that-
of. Let's change the subject.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
there's a morass of pumpkins.
I mean, I think you're holding tight to this.
Yeah, I know. I can't let things go. So anyway, we're gonna keep walking and talking. Everything's
You
fine.
want to change the subject?
No,
all
yeah,
of a
yes,
sudden.
okay.
Yeah.
Pumpkins, okay. Oh,
This is actually planted with things. So don't walk on it.
my shadow doesn't look. Oh yeah.
You can see a little bit of Potsai, bok choy. Those are kind of like bok choy.
So these are definitely cooler weather.
They
I hope.
do well in cooler weather.
Okay, they do well.
Yeah, they do well in spring and fall. So we're doing that. We've mowed this whole thing down. I hope he took those onions out before he mowed it all. And
I'm sure he did.
he probably did, yeah. I don't see him. Except for that lone bean. There's a bean trellis there, that one. We've had a lot of forage happening too.
Oh, yeah. Well, how do you stop that?
Some big old deer and I don't know.
Do you have
It's discouraging actually.
peppers?
What?
Peppers?
Yeah. We're almost to peppers. So here we have this. This is the best eggplant crop we have ever seen on this farm. If you get in there, you can see they're just dripping with eggplant. Lots and lots of them. Watch your feet below because these are basil down here.
Oh, you yelled at me last summer. You said, you're standing on something, and I looked down. I
This
was.
is another kind of an eggplant
Yep.
here. This it was called Ping Ting Long,
Okay.
in which we translate to long pink tongue.
Oh,
I don't know if that's correct.
so how do you prepare the traditional? I'm calling it traditional.
I mean, look at how long and pink that is. Pretty nice.
You cut them in half and slice them.
Cut them right down and eat them. You don't have to take the skins off.
Well, do you bake them?
I made a curry last night of eggplant and various vegetables, which is in the house, and we're going to have it for lunch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a coconut milk curry with some Thai type of spices. Down here we have three of these here. It's called Thai eggplant, and it makes these little green ball eggplant. So there's almost none on here for some reason.
So can you roast those?
So those I would definitely put in like a Thai stir fry.
Okay, stir fry.
Yeah. This is Thai basil, and it is really awesome.
I smell herbs.
Yeah. It's really sturdy and nice. I don't know. It was kind of a fluke. I don't think I really intentionally planted that, but here it is. So.
Well, I think every garden just has surprises.
It does. Every year there's a surprise. Here, these pathetic little cabbages still haven't grown, but I still have not given up on them. I don't give up on things too easily. But here they sit. And maybe that's mostly bunnies that have been keeping these things from...
There was something last year that was very stubborn. It wouldn't, it was a berry. Wasn't it a berry?
A berry?
Maybe not.
I don't know.
Strawberries.
Strawberries. Oh, strawberries. That's been a bone of contention around here for
I know,
a
I
long time.
just remembered that I shouldn't have brought it up.
It's okay. It's not like it's something we don't know about. We know all about that. So here you can see these very damaged cucumbers. That was a result of the flood. The water was coming right through here. And so look at those tomato plants.
Oh, yeah.
Compared to the other ones.
Yep.
Yeah. So they had wet feet for a couple of weeks, and they just did not like that. And so some of them completely got killed, some of them just got stunted. This down here, this corn got stunted from the rain. It was coming right through here too. So they're tasseling, and they're going to put ears on. Maybe they'll put full-size ears and we'll be fine. So.
I don't notice too much when I'm driving, which doesn't sound good, but how far along should regular sweet corn be right now?
There was a patch of it over there. It was, it's like this tall.
Okay.
So these are very stunted. And the fact that they're tasseling means I don't think they're going to grow any taller, but they are going to put ears on. You can see the little beginning of the ears.
Okay, yep. Oh, yeah.
There's the tuft of silk. So, maybe. And then here I planted, broccoli, nothing. It's just kind of sad, but oh well. Okay, peppers. You were interested in peppers?
Yes.
And peppers are
Green, red, yellow,
oh, well, we have purple ones.
purple, of course.
Purple. Yeah, this is called the Purple Beauty. Pretty nice.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we've got the poblano pepper. These are poblanos. Just a tiny bit of heat in those. People make chile rellenos out of those.
What is that?
Chile rellenos. If you go to a Mexican restaurant, you can order that off the menu usually. It's so basically you take the pepper and roast it, take off the skin, stuff the pepper, and then dredge it and fry it in oil. It's really good. Delish.
Olive oil.
But a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're high maintenance, but kind of worth it, I'd say. We have some jalapenos down here. We just kind of cleared this area out yesterday, but the jalapenos aren't doing that well this year for reasons, again, a little obscure. Because all the other peppers are doing pretty good. This is called the Ryman Rocket. I know we talked about that.
Crazy hot one?
Yeah, this is crazy hot.
You gave me one to give to a friend last year.
Yeah, and what happened?
This person ate it and they love it.
Oh, okay. Was it a red one, or an orange one, or a green one?
I don't remember. Wouldn't you think? Because orange is my favorite color. Wouldn't you think I'd remember that? But I just don't.
No, because it kind of depends when you came, because they.
Well, I wouldn't have been here any later than September.
Yeah. So they're probably. It was probably orange. I'll see if there's another one. Do you still have that friend, or are you? Yeah.
I have the friend, definitely. I don't have the pepper. Because that was a year ago.
But yeah, I think you're going to have to come back, because I took off all the hot ones. I was making a, just one tiny little one. That's all the orange ones that we have right now. But these are pretty hot. If you want some green ones, I can give you some of the greens. Because they're hot even as green. I'll give you a few of these and you can take them too.
Yeah, so those you just do whatever you want with. Dice them up or...
You can use them like any hot pepper. And they're just like a lot smaller.
Wow.
There's a little handful. And I just touched it to my tongue, and I was like, ah yes, very hot. There's a lot of bell peppers too. These are green to red, but a lot of them don't get past green, because we pick them and sell them at the farmer's market, which we go to every Wednesday.
Do you have cucumbers though? Well, I see them out. Yeah, of course. The little what kind are those?
This is a cucumber, and it's just a little stunted in its size. Probably because of the damage that happened earlier in the season to the cucumber vines. But we had some really nice cucumbers.
I just slice them and eat them.
They are fantastic.
They're very Is it healthy or healthful?
I'd say healthful myself.
Yeah, the electrolytes.
We debated this before.
Lots of water. Lots of water in them, and
that's good stuff.
Good stuff.
Wow. There's a pepper turning a little bit red. Yeah. Probably because there's something wrong with it. Usually if there's a mar or a problem, they ripen a little sooner. We had a great year for raspberries, but they're gone now. And this is traversable this year, thanks to the garden team who came in and full-scale weeded a couple weeks ago.
And you laid bricks.
This is plastic brick road.
Well, I just wanted to jazz it up and just say you laid bricks.
Make it like it was something a little more impressive.
Well, it looks very real.
These are the strawberries that are kind of...
Wow, those are ready to go.
Yeah, this is, it's just the dispute is this. I get hives when I weed strawberries. Strawberries, do? Yes. I get, and even when I eat them, I'm kind of allergic to them. And so...
Is that psychosomatic or is this real?
How do you know? I'm going to say real, though.
Okay.
Because I think it hit me unawares, and it's been years that I noticed this. So if I spend a lot of time with my hands touching those leaves, I'll get hives on them.
Well, what's with the leaves? Is there some kind of a strange...
I don't know. It's something about it that stimulates that for me. I mean, I could go into a diatribe about the immune system, but
Well,
that's kind of really divergent from the topic at hand.
it is.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we won't do that. But anyway, the dispute is this. I say, I'm done with strawberries.
Well,
And Mark says, oh, we should get strawberries. And I say, oh, I'm
We
so
talked
done
about
with
this
them.
last
And then I do it.
summer.
And then I do it anyway.
I
But
know.
this time he weeded them. So it's all good. We'll see if we get any.
I know strawberries has been a real problem with things out here.
Strawberries are just a little bone of contention because they just are very, very needy. And I have a job
Yeah,
that I go to every week for just 20 hours.
some people have just like pick your own strawberries. That's all they do.
Yeah.
So it's a huge.
Exactly, yeah. It's just,
They are needy.
they're very needy, and I have, X amount of time, and I'd rather devote it to things that we can do more of.
And that is
Did you
what?
see that? Yeah. That is a ground cherry.
Oh.
Would you like to eat it? He's like,
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
No. Yeah.
It's kind of like a mini but sweeter tomatillo, if you know anything about tomatillos.
Oh, I do not. Oh, tomatoes.
No.
Oh, okay.
You missed your chance.
Yeah.
So these are all ground cherries. The reason they're called ground cherries, in my opinion, and I'm not sure, is because you've got to crawl on the ground to get them. They fall off the plant onto the ground, and that's when they're ripe. So you kind of have to crawl.
Well, they don't bruise. It's a very short distance, like 2 inches.
In this case, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes the plants are a lot bigger. I don't know if it was the variety I got. But that is a fall crop, and then we have tomatillos over here.
Okay.
Tomatillos are the main ingredient in salsa verde. Actually pronounced verde, but anglicizing it a little. Here is a nice, fully formed tomatillo. Beautiful. These are really nice ones. And
I don't think I've ever had that.
have you ever had green salsa in a Mexican restaurant?
Yeah, maybe.
That's what
Okay.
the base of it is the tomatillo. It's very easy to make a salsa from tomatillos. You take a bunch of tomatillos, a few hot peppers, a few cloves of garlic,
It sounds like it's getting to be work, though.
roast them in the oven.
I don't do kitchens, but go on.
Just put them in a Pyrex, roast them down.
Pyrex. Oh yeah,
A
okay.
baking dish of some sort. It doesn't
Okay.
even have to be Pyrex. I'm
So
sorry
your
for using
name,
a brand.
you're using
a
your brand name,
I
which
shouldn't
is
have done it.
forbidden. I know.
Yeah, you're right. I should
I'll have to
not
believe
have
that.
done that.
Okay, now
But
then you put it in a Tupperware when it's up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Terrible. Okay, so anyways, you roast them down, and then they kind of get very soft and liquidy. Throw them in the blender with some fresh mint and cilantro, and your
Cilantro is the soap.
salsa is done.
Okay.
That's it. It's easy
Okay.
for some people.
I would rather just order it and support my local businesses.
Well, most certainly, and I can make you up a jar. Oh.
Really?
Probably.
See, now you can't back out. That would be great.
I'll make you a jar, but
I'll bring the jar.
only if you'd use it.
Oh, I would.
Okay.
Or I might regift part of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is
As
okay.
long as it gets used, because
No, I wouldn't throw it out.
yeah, my thing is I do a lot of this kind of crafty work, and then I kind of feel like I actually want it to go to good use because
Well, it's a lot of
time
work.
and effort. Yeah.
Is this go under the term like canning, or you don't do the old-fashioned like your mother
yeah,
might
no,
have done?
I can. We canned up 20 jars of stuff the other day. Chris and Bob and I.
With the you put them in the thing and it
We
sterilizes them and seals them.
let's see, yeah, we made dilly beans, dill pickles, and
Do you have bread and butter pickles?
salsa. I have done bread and butter pickles this year already too.
Like not refrigerator, but the old-fashioned.
Yes, in the
wow,
jar. I've done that
that's
too.
so 60s.
It's totally 60s, but
That's
they're
so
good.
cool.
I got a recipe off the internet, and I don't know if I should use the name of it because it's a person's name. A famous, I'll tell you. It's Martha Stewart's
Oh,
spicy bread and butter
Okay.
pickles. So there's hot peppers in there, which is different from the old-fashioned, and there's less sugar.
well, there'd be
That's the
onions
recipe I
too,
like the
maybe
most.
onions.
What? Sorry?
Onions.
Oh yeah, you put onions. So you make the pickles and then you slice the onions real fine.
Mhm,
and
yeah.
throw those on.
Yeah, less sugar is always good. You don't need all that
Yeah, you
stuff.
don't need quite as much as what they traditionally have used, I'd say. So, what else do you want to know about? Anything?
Well, let's see. We talked about my favorite vegetables. There are some weird vegetables that I can never think of the name of them. People never eat them anymore. What are those big white ones that are rock hard?
We don't have that.
No,
I know what you're talking about.
but I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, I can't think of it either. Getting old. This is something here that people don't eat much. And, I've had a lot of problems with rodents eating the cold vegetables, the kind of things that are all in a category with this. This is collard greens. And for some reason, they're leaving the collard greens alone. So I've been picking and eating collard greens. We like to make sauteed collard greens with eggs in the morning.
Oh.
Rather than bacon, you just,
Yeah.
use greens. So that's a very healthy choice.
Well, greens is what they would throw out, discard. I mean, years ago.
You think?
Yeah.
You mean like...
Let's say the rich folks were gardening and they'd say, well, what are the, you just toss this stuff aside, and that's very nutritious, what they were throwing away.
Okay. Yeah, you're probably thinking of like turnip greens and beet greens and...
Maybe I'm thinking just
greens on top of things. So these greens are a thing of themselves, there's nothing to keep from it. If you threw away the greens, you're throwing everything
away, which would be foolish.
That doesn't actually make sense to me.
No, and I'll just retract the whole conversation.
Yeah, but the thing about collards, I have to say, I had never tried them until last year, and they're great. They're really tasty. They have a tiny bit of, spiciness.
They look a little bit bitter.
No, they're not at all bitter.
Oh.
They taste a lot like cabbage, really.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
cabbage is very good for your gut.
It's all very good for your gut.
Yes.
I would definitely attest to that too. I feel like gut health, eating a very high vegetable diet is really positive for the good functioning of the gut.
But now some of you are vegetarians.
I am not.
No, Mark is,
Mark is the only one.
but he eats, what does he call that?
Fish.
No, there's the term I'm trying to think of.
Pescatarian.
Pescatarian.
That
So he
means
does
eats fish in addition to vegetables.
vegetables, but no
No red meat. No chicken.
pork, no this or that.
No chicken, no red meat. No, I don't know.
Well, I think I could do that.
I didn't find that too challenging, honestly.
Yeah.
I guess I'm eating meat again. Partially it's just more convenient, but I guess I crave bacon.
I didn't want to, I know, I didn't want to step into
It's bacon, all right, I admit it. I like bacon.
the lower sodium bacon, yeah.
And actually, from the standpoint of the medical take on it, bacon is the worst. Any of these processed meats that are highly cured.
Nitrates or nitrites
I
or
don't know
something.
exactly what, but they've definitely linked that with increased risk of heart disease and cancer. So.
Yeah, but the smell of it frying, just think of that. I know.
Why is it?
My grandma used to ladle that up over the fried eggs. To bake, it was very healthy. This was a long time ago, but nobody cared.
I know. It's a different world.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I still don't think people care that much. Most people are eating pretty unhealthfully. And, and they're suffering a lot of chronic health problems because of it, but I don't know. It's such a complicated problem that I think starts with the marketing juggernaut, to borrow one of Chris's terms.
Yeah.
There's the preservation of food. It's certain things, these ultra-processed foods stay on the shelf forever.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a big advantage to that, and I know this from trying to sell garden vegetables. They've got a very limited time that they're good to go, and after that they're good to go to the chickens or to the compost pile, and you feel like your work was kind of wasted.
Well, when people lived off of the land, they picked and ate what they picked that day or the next day.
We do that too, and it is so incredibly tasty that way.
And then I see a box of Pop-Tarts with frosting and chocolate pudding inside. I think this is what we've come to. I had to add that in because that drives me nuts.
But you know, it's extremely shelf stable and it's extremely cheap to produce. So, you know, there's a big marketing, you know, push to get that stuff out into people's faces. They also use a certain amount of technology to, you know, make things that are very hard to resist or to stop eating. So people eat many more than they should, and you know, it's showing up on the diabetes, hypertension.
Well, you get the dopamine blast with the sugar and such.
You get a little dopamine hit, which subsides pretty quickly, and then you feel bad, but you know, you need a new dopamine hit to kind of elevate your mood back up. It's a bad cycle.
My mom never bought Pop-Tarts. She said they're not good for you and they're too, you know.
Yeah, she never did.
I didn't have one until I was about 20.
Yeah,
and I thought, this is it?
This is what all the hype is about?
We had oatmeal every morning.
Yuck.
I know.
That's so gross. So Pop-Tarts, though, I wouldn't really.
She was sensible.
I don't know. I'm kind of done with things like that, and trying to really keep.
Well, I don't want to sound like I have bad habits too in eating.
Me too. And
bacon.
I totally know better. Like, I'm very educated about this entire situation, but the stuff is very tempting. So
it is.
I definitely have a lot of sympathy with people who are really trying to battle that.
Low sodium Ruffles. There's nothing wrong with some of those sometimes. Jeez.
Whatever.
Dot's Pretzel. Oh boy, Dot's Pretzels. Okay. Let's go back to vegetables. I love Dot's Pretzels.
No, aren't those vegetables looking tempting?
Okay, what else do we talk about? There's a pipe there.
That's it, yep. Yep, there's definitely. I don't know, you can't see it on camera, I'm sure, but there's a lot of little nets around.
Yeah.
Because the bunny population must have done really well last year, and we have so many bunnies out here.
Oh.
And the dogs are just useless.
Well, they're locked up.
Well, but sometimes we let them out one at a time at night to do bunny hunting, and
They don't?
I just think
maybe they feel sad.
I don't know, they got their own deal.
Are they the ones? Maybe they're just framing the bunnies.
And they're the ones who are eating the veg.
I did not say that. No.
There's certain things you can tell what animal did the damage, but I'm gonna say it's mostly bunnies. But I think we've had some groundhogs out here too. I can tell by the way they're eating our stuff. Oh, here's something to look at for fall vegetables. This has all been done for a while, but they're hanging. Look at this.
I don't remember seeing this, or did we see this last year?
This is garlic.
Oh, I love that smell. It's really good. Really good.
Yeah, and it's all just hanging, and you know, eventually it's all gonna have to get cut down and trimmed up. We've been doing it kind of bit by bit for the market.
When will this hit the streets?
It's been hitting the streets. We've been bringing them down to market already for a month.
Well, I know I zipped past, you know, I'm there for 10 minutes. I'm a speed chopper.
Would you peel a clove of garlic yourself?
I have never done that.
Yeah. It's easy.
Yeah. But this is a vampire-free zone.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. If you're worried about vampires, come hang out here. You know, it certainly needs a cleanup.
Are rabbits afraid of garlic or vampires, or are you not that lucky?
I wouldn't say they're afraid of it, but they don't eat it.
Well, that's good. I mean,
yeah, nothing eats the garlic.
Their friends won't like them.
Yeah, the garlic crop we don't have to protect or worry about in any way. Because the bunnies just...
The bunny breath stuff.
Okay, what else you want?
I don't know. What else do you want to... Let's see, sweet corn.
Yeah, so that sweet corn's already picked and gone and down the hatch. And it was good.
What,
this we got apples.
And what?
That's going to be just probably for our own use. I'll make some applesauce and apple pies.
What kind of apple is this?
I think it's a Cortland.
Because some are really not good. Some are good for
eating.
They bake down or whatever.
So basically with apples, the root stock is one variety and the top is another variety. And when people are making apple trees, they graft root stock that has certain characteristics with fruit stock. And so they actually graft them together. So the tree that's on top is different genetically from the tree that's under the ground. And so
okay.
you put your good variety of apple on top of your good variety of root, and you get a tree. And so, you know, if you're just like out in the woods and you see an old apple tree, yeah, probably it's gonna be pretty sour apples, or no, those are not.
But there used to be about 10 varieties, you know, once upon a time.
And now there's a lot more.
But they what's the
keep
term?
making-
They make them like sweet just for the sake of being sweet sometimes.
I suppose that's what people like.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed to what extent people are lining up for the pastries much more so than for the cucumber?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a reason. It's,
Who was that? Was it Luther Burbank who used to, the pioneer of, you were saying splitting and, you know, you have to Google
Luther Burbank. I don't know about that story.
Anybody can you Google that right now? You know, when you said not cross-pollination, splitting.
Oh, grafting.
Grafting, thank you.
Oh,
You're a
Luther-
physician, I'm
oh.
not. I don't remember.
Yeah, Burbank.
Remember Luther
The
Burbank?
name is coming back to me, but I don't think it was apple grafting, was it?
I think it was just any grafting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's hard. I tried to do some grafting myself. I took a little class.
You showed me some last year.
Maybe because I'm left-handed. I don't think. Oh, there they are. Look at who shows up.
Yeah.
Come here.
See, they're not.
Hired dogs now.
Just don't say rabbits, no.
They got stuff to do. Hopefully they've eaten a rabbit or two.
Well, go look up Luther Burbank.
I definitely have heard of him. I have my device. You really want to do this while we're...
Yeah, in real time, seriously.
Okay. I can look up. I mean, this thing is not the fastest.
Who's your carrier? We'll do a product placement here. AT&T?
I'm not going to mention
Okay.
Luther.
Get a kickback or something.
Bank.
It's just BUR Bank.
Luther Burbank. He was born March 7th, 1849 and died in 1926. He was an American botanist, horticulturalist, and pioneer in agricultural science. He developed more than 800 strains and varieties of plants over his 55-year career. Burbank's developments included those of fruits, flowers, grasses, grains, and vegetables. He developed but did not create a spineless cactus, useful for cattle feed, and the plum cot. I never even heard of plum cot. I don't know what that's all about. Here's a picture of him.
Plum Cot?
I don't know if you can get that on.
Oh, sure, there he is.
Yeah.
I remember that name from grade school. We were talking about,
Oh,
I guess, horticulture or something.
Shasta Daisy. Now somehow it changed to Edward Wixon. Why? Jeez. Okay. Shasta Daisy. Papaver californicum. That's the California poppy.
So Luther was a busy guy.
Fire poppy. Peaches, nectarines. Oh, a russet Burbank potato.
He
Yeah,
did
I
that
guess
too?
He was busy, and he was, he liked his veg.
Yeah.
Smart guy, probably.
See, I knew that you would remember him.
I definitely do remember hearing something about that before, but I don't. There's more to the story.
See, this is an educational show. People, we learned so much.
This is an educational show?
It is.
Excellent. Yes, I can educate you about something or other here, probably.
The swing set.
I might know a little about something.
Well, what else? Is that pretty much it?
Yeah, I think we've...
I'll come back in September.
Yeah, come back in September.
Today's what, Tuesday the 12th? It's something like that. 13th.
It's Tuesday the 13th today of August. It's voting day.
Yeah.
which
This
Ben-
won't be on, this will be on YouTube yet today.
Oh.
But anyways.
So it's voting day, so I think it's mostly a primary, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't ask who you voted for because,
No.
right to privacy.
I'll just say Luther Burbank.
I'm going to write in Luther Burbank.
Yeah, well,
He's dead.
he may have been written in back in the day, though. You never know.
He died in 1926.
Yeah.
He could have been.
He was born the year after Wisconsin became a state,
Look, Tipper
1849.
really wants to get on the show.
With that, we will fade out. We'll be back next month.
All right.
It's really pretty here by the Pine River, and there's a good walking trail right behind us. So if you want to come out and walk along the river, you can. We also hope you'll come back next week and every week to see our town.